Hi, y'all. So back on here with another episode of Indigo Podcast. And today, I'll be giving y'all another race recap because I did say if y'all did like it, and a couple people like this, I'm like, all right, we got to double back, do another race recap because I'm 2 races in. This week, we don't have a race. We just had a time trial today, a mile time trial. I'll put the stats up there for it if you're curious. But, yeah, last meet we had was at Friendswood, Texas. It was about, actually, I was about to say how long it took to drive there, but that's in this, so I'm not going to get into that. But first, we got to start with the stats like distance, minute per mile pace, average, all of that. So first thing, distance, my watch was a little bit off from 4K exactly, so take it with a grain of salt. But I got 2.43 miles in total. That's what my watch clocked. And it was a 5:56 minute per mile average pace. And my official time, according to the website, was 14:27. So pretty cool. Placed 47th out of 100 runners. My average heart rate was around 168 beats per minute with my max heart rate, which is pretty much an all out. I mean, because you look at Garmin, it's 5 zones, and like it was like 30% zone 5. So yeah, it was a high effort, especially towards the end. But my max heart rate was about 187 beats per minute, and my fast pace, like in total of the whole race, was about 3:48 minute per mile pace. So that was obviously probably when I first drove out. So not really surprised about that. But I'm gonna go over the splits. I don't think I might have went over the splits in the Sealy video. I may have, may not, but I'm gonna go over them again if I did. But the splits, first mile 5:47, second mile 6:10, and the last 0.43 miles was a 5:46 average pace. So pretty good splits overall. The second one, I think we're going to work on getting that one down closer to the first split, but can't be mad at it. It was pretty good splits. I would say it was a negative split towards the end, obviously with the kick at the end. But that was the stats, a little recap on distance, minute per mile pace, average heart rate, all of that. So we got that out of the way. Now the second thing, obviously, the course. How's the course in comparison to Sealy? Overall, it was more hilly. Because, I mean, with Sealy, it wasn't really that hilly. Like, it didn't really have any, other than the end when I was talking about, like, a dude passed me in the gate or whatever. Like, that part was kind of like a slouch on the ground. But overall, this was more hilly. I feel like it was more technical. Because there's a lot of, like, it wasn't as uneven in comparison to Sealy, but it was more hilly overall. Because I remember it being one hill, like, within the first half mile. Like, you're going up and you go slightly downhill. But overall, it was very smooth course. It was more straightforward to me compared to Sealy. Because, like, when I was running that Sealy, I don't know if it was because it was dark or what, but I was kind of confused. But this was no confusion at all. You clearly knew where you're going, where the mile and 2 mile markers were. Like, they had little flags. Sealy did too, but this one kind of helped me out more in terms of just knowing where to go. So, also, the scenery was pretty cool. There's like this big lake. I remember just like they put these mats down because people run with spikes. I didn't have spikes personally. I just ran in some flats, the New Balance V4s, if you're wondering. But I just remember it being a mat, and it transitions to kind of like this lake area, and it's kind of like this loop, and it's like some trees. The scenery was really nice. It was really cool. Really kind of like foresty area. Like you could tell it's kind of like a more rural area. Like not many people live there, so it was pretty cool. And then just when we first touched down, like I don't know, I'm a big morning person, so just it being in the morning amplified the vibe a bit. But just touching down and looking around and like the air, like I don't know, it was just I'm like. Yeah, like I like morning meets more than the evening or night ones personally, but the scenery was nice. Like I just said, definitely prefer racing in the morning than night just because I love running in the morning. I mean, in terms of rank, I'm gonna just rank it real quick because it would be morning, night, then afternoon. But the only exception if it's just a track workout. If it's a track workout in the afternoon and it's overcast, those be like some of the best ones. But overall, I'm a morning runner. Like I just love running in the morning, and it starts your day up and just sets the standard. So I like it that I like running in the morning more. I don't know why I said I like it that. Anyway, this is a new kind of section. Talking about pre-race. What did I do before the race? So this is gonna be talking about fuel, wake up time, the ride there, blah blah blah. So first thing, I woke up at 3:45. Because the thing is, Coach wanted us to be there at 5, so did I walk there? I don't remember. No, I got a ride there. I got a ride there because most of the time, like 99% of the time, I'm walking to school for practice. But anyway, I woke up at 3:45. Did my little routine, brush my teeth, blah blah blah, whoop de whoop, and then I had overnight oats. And now the thing with I'm gonna go into what else I had for fuel and like supplementation or whatever, but I just want to kind of state this. For me personally, I don't think I'm gonna do overnight oats again, like next week's meet, August 31st. Because the thing I noticed, because the thing is, the way I thought of it, because okay, we're leaving at 5:15. I'm there at 5, so I'm eating at around 4. And our race doesn't start until like 7 ish, 8 ish. So I'm like, that's like 3, maybe 4 hours of digestion time. So the oats should be digested. But obviously, oats, and then plus with the flaxseed I add and fruit and whatnot and peanut butter, it ups the fiber a little bit. It's at least like 20 grams of fiber, which isn't a bad thing. It's just maybe it wasn't the best thing before a race. I mean, it didn't bother me while I was running. Like, it wasn't sloshing around or any of that, gross stuff. But like in terms of feel, like it felt definitely heavier and I didn't feel as light. So I just going into the next meet, I'll probably do some sourdough, like some I would eat, because before I eat, well, not before I eat, before I run, like in terms of like a big gear workout, like a track workout or a tempo workout or any like a time trial, I increase the carbs and add a little bit more fat so it can sustain me through the workout. So some I would have like before a track workout or a bigger workout, I'd be like sourdough, peanut butter, banana. And if it was like a longer workout, I'd add some agave for some extra carbs. But probably switch to some sourdough, toast that, add some peanut butter, half a tablespoon of that, add a banana, maybe some agave. I'd probably add some agave syrup because I'm doing a race. Like, it's pretty much an all-out effort, so you want a decent amount of carbs before that. But other than the overnight oats, which it was fine, but I think I can do better choices than that in terms of like race day. I had electrolytes. I always do electrolytes before any type of run, even when I just on my rest day when I just go for a long walk. I still think electrolytes are really important for fluid regulation. Like how your muscles fire. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but just making sure muscles contract and whatnot and stuff like that. And obviously, I live in Katy or just Houston, Texas in general. It's OD hot, and even in the morning, it's like 80 degrees at most, and it's pretty humid most of the time. So you're losing a lot of sweat and stuff. Obviously, you can get not obviously, not a lot of people know. You can get a sweat analysis test to be more accurate, but I mean, common sense, you're losing a lot of water. Especially me, I'm like sweating a lot, so replenish that with electrolytes. I use BPN electrolytes personally, but anyway. Did 1 scoop of electrolytes. That's around 500 milligrams of sodium. Also did 5 grams of creatine. You can take creatine whenever, but I just mix it with it because it's the most convenient and it's cool. And then in terms of daily supplements, I do a multivitamin, algae oil, and I do iodine. Just my daily supplements. So yeah, we left there around 5:15. Like I said, I was slumped. Like if you saw it, you can ask any of my teammates. If you saw me on the bus, I was gone. Like, I was in a whole different dimension because I ain't gonna lie. That weekend, I'm not gonna lie, going into this week, sleep has been kind of interesting. Like, just with school coming in, trying to do my daily things and kind of match it with school. Obviously, I mean, schoolwork's getting done, everything's getting done, which is not a problem. It's just figuring out, okay, sleep, obviously that's important and that helps with recovery and just my overall well-being. Because, if you get like 3 hours of sleep, you're cooked, like you're done. So sleep's priority. But anyway, due to that, as soon as I got on the bus, I was slumped. Like, I was done, which, I mean, it was a pretty good nap, like an hour nap at least. I believe the ride was like an hour 15, hour 30, something like that. So really good nap. And when I woke up, we were there. So I'm like, cool, time to go. So anyway, that was a little pre-race, like kind of what happened going into the race. If y'all like that, I'm going to keep that in there. But anyway, fourth thing I got is, what was the goal going into the race? Now, my previous time was 14:37 at Sealy. So I'm like, a good goal is like 14:30. Because the thing is that I talked about on the Sealy video, I'm like, I don't really know where my baseline is, where I stand in this distance. I've never raced a 4K in my life, not even a 5K yet. Not yet. It's coming though. It's coming soon. But I was like, I don't really know. But now I clearly know because I already ran at Sealy. So with 14:37 in the bag, I'm like, all right, 4:30. I can hit that goal. And obviously, like I said, I ran 14:27, so 3 seconds ahead of it. So pretty cool. But another goal I had was just to get out more aggressive, because me and Coach Dunn and Coach Jordan, that's my two coaches, phenomenal coaches, love them. We were like, okay, like I obviously need to get out a little bit faster because like I said, the main pace I wanted to hit, the main split I wanted to hit for Sealy was 5:45, and then this one was 5:46. I'm like, when I saw that on my watch, I'm like, all right, a PR is coming because I ran like 5:53 at Sealy and I ran 5:46, and then my second lap, well, not second lap, second mile was faster by about, I believe, 20 seconds. I think the last one was 6:34. I'll put it on the screen if I'm wrong, but anyway, just the main goal is just be a little bit more aggressive, hang with some people, and then just catch some people. I mean, I caught a lot of people at Sealy, but just keeping that rolling. But fifth thing I'm gonna talk about is what did I learn from this race? And one thing I learned, well, that was reintroduced after, is like, you're not your thoughts. Like, your thoughts don't, well, obviously you can think some things that turn into action, but some thoughts, like negative thoughts and thoughts like, oh, what if this goes wrong, and oh, like, I'm not really feeling the best, or I'm hurting, like, those thoughts, like, they're not fully your actions, because whatever you do in that instance, because I mean, you pretty much have a decision. You're like, okay, I'm gonna give in, or I'm gonna lean into this and accept it and be resilient and use my resilience to my resilience to my advantage. So in terms of mentally, I have to admit this was a little bit harder mentally than Sealy. Sealy, it was just more nerves and kind of, I wasn't really nervous. I was just kind of, I would say I was excited. I was curious. I was obviously a bit nervous though. So when I drove out, and the thing is with me, when I drive out and like get into the race, the nerves go away. Cause I mean, when I used to race when I was younger, I was pretty much nervous, like geeking out the whole time. But as I've gotten more experience and been more consistent and just been more familiar with the sport of running, when you get started, you don't really feel nervous at all. Like, you're just like, all right, this is because the thing is, you have all that those consistent bricks built over time, and you have that addition of confidence with the consistency, and you're just like, all right, I've done this. Well, obviously it's not the exact race, but you've done workouts that simulated it, so I've kind of been in this playing field before. Obviously there's some things that can happen, but you have more confidence and you're more like, I don't know what I'm saying. Like, you can stun a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel more at home, I guess, within yourself. But anyway, I would just say you're not your thoughts. Like, don't let. Obviously, I just had to realize, like, everyone can get in their head, and that doesn't determine the outcome. That's just a part of it. Like, cause like I said, it was like harder mentally than Sealy, but I ran faster, and it's a little bit harder effort because, like, when I finished the race, I'm not gonna lie, like, I kind of fell down, and I was like, all right, I had to recuperate for a second, but got it done, got a new PR, hit the goal. So I think it's just part of the process, and that's what makes it fun and makes it worth it. You know, just challenges and things that may discourage you. Be like, oh, I'm not really sure how this is gonna play out, and then when it plays out well, it doesn't always play out well, but when it does, you know, just you really appreciate it more and appreciate that hardship you had to experience. But last thing I'm gonna talk about here, what is the goal going to the next meet? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where the next meet is on top of my head. I just know it's August 31st. But obviously a PR. Like, I want to do better, and I'm gonna do better than 14:27. Yeah, 14:27. And in terms of like a actual hard like time, I would say a good range is 14:20 to 14:25. I feel like that's realistic, and that's not going to be super easy, but it's realistic for where I'm at right now. So I would say 14:20 to 14:25. I'll probably narrow that down once I get closer to the race. Cause right now I'm not really focused on it. Obviously it's in the near future, but I'm not really like, I haven't really put myself in that yet. So I would say the goal for the next one, new PR, I would say 14:20 to 14:25, and just keep leaning into it, keep getting some more races under my belt, keep because I believe this next one is a 5K, so it's a little bit different. So actually that time is probably invalid because that was a 4K time. So in terms of the 5K, let me switch gears for a second. Hold on, let me get right. For the 5K, honestly, I sub 19, but honestly, I think I could dip under sub 18. So I would probably say 17:30 to I think 18:30 is too wide of a goal. I'd probably say 17:30 to like 8:15, something like that. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what the paces are yet and stuff, but goal is just to honestly, since this is unknown territory, just to lay some out there, set a good benchmark, set out a good effort, and land anywhere from 1730 to like 1830, 1815, something like that. Because I think I have the power to do that, and we can make it happen. But that was a Friendswood recap. Whenever August 31st comes, I'm gonna give y'all another recap. Just keep updating y'all with how the season is going and the progress and whatnot. But that was episode 39, and I'm gonna see y'all next time.